All right, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, wherever you're joining us from today, thank you for joining us very much. I am Sauerkraut, as you know, from the Coffee with Sauerkraut show, drinking an unnamed beverage because I can't say it starts with or rhymes with oak cola. How's that sound? I can't say that though. So because they're not officially a sponsor, but we have a special guest for you here today, and I also have a co-host today that well, she's a virgin with doing this kind of stuff is what I mean. Anyways, let's get to it. I got a couple of people here. First, we have a Zaf and we have a Lady J. So Zaf
Hello.
Hi.
is
Hi.
the not the co-host. Zaf is actually who we're interviewing. The co-host is
Yes.
Lady J. You may recognize her from Lady J's vinyl tap on accessradio.ca. She got the Motley Crue shirt going on there, supporting the Motley
Crewhead for
Crue.
life.
There you
Yeah,
go.
crew life.
I'm wearing a shirt
Mhm.
that is very, very. So it says, "Of course, your opinion matters, just not to me." And of course, if you know Sauerkraut, you know that that is exactly my attitude. So
Yes.
yes, your opinion does matter, just doesn't matter to me.
Yes, it does.
We got a couple of people here. We got Mark Rosner saying, "Good afternoon." Hi, Zaf. So great to see you.
Hi, Mark.
So we're gonna get into this. So Zaf, you have a release that just came out. Is that correct?
That's right. My act Zafirios. So just think sapphire, but
Right.
yeah, add a few more vowels into it. Released debut single "Dream Away" onto Bandcamp last week. So it's the first track off the debut album "Summer Sand." So yeah, so it's a bossa nova number. I mean, the album ranges stylistically. There's some hard rock on there. There's some punk. There's some funk. But I just
Ooh.
listen to a wide variety of music, and that song
Yeah.
was. Yeah, well, I mean, variety is the spice of life, and it's just. I mean, I know that's such an overused hackney cliche, but
Mm.
some
Oh,
of
we
these
all
cliches.
like. Yeah,
Sorry.
we all like Fridays, honey. Believe me, especially me.
But I was listening to some of your music actually, and I also picked up hints of blues
Ooh.
in some of your
Absolutely.
music.
Oh, I love my blues.
And the other thing that I also saw, think of Furious and then Za in front of it. So Zafirios, right?
Yeah, I've been called that at some jobs. Hey, Zaf, furious, huh? People would laugh, but the blues influence is spot on sauerkraut because I love blues music. I love listening to yeah, T-Bone Walker, Howlin' Wolf. Howlin' Wolf is one of my favorites. Muddy Waters, and then
Oh, wow. I love him too.
yeah, I mean, just the guy was so smooth, and the phrasing, and I mean, the
Yep.
thing about also blues music too, people will think, oh, it's so easy to play the blues because it's a few notes, but I mean, you have to
Mhm.
put a lot of feeling into it. And so, I mean, I
Mhm.
also like blues from the 20s and the 30s, like Skip James, because I'm just by nature curious about music. So I'm like a historian. I want to know, okay, so I'm listening to these people. You know, the Stones, who did they listen to? Howlin' Wolf. Well, who did Howlin' Wolf listen to?
Mhm.
Right, right.
So
Now, has anybody ever told you that you look like Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Oh, I wasn't talking to you, Lady J. I was talking to Zaf.
oh, don't take him personally, Lady J.
I'm just
It's like
kidding,
the
Lady J.
Strike
sauerkraut.
one, sauerkraut.
Strike. Well, actually, funny you should say that, sauerkraut, because Anthony Kiedis is my first cousin.
Really?
Awesome. Oh
No,
my God.
No,
no.
okay.
Oh, come on. Don't do that to me.
I was like, okay, this guy's pulling my leg. All right, good. We got it.
Look, my legs are short enough. You don't need to pull them anymore, mister.
Okay,
5'1". I'm proud of
5
it.
foot. That's an Iggy
Oh,
Pop
so you're
song.
you're 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 almost legally
Ah,
entitled to be called a
no,
little person.
no. Little
No,
person is
okay.
below 5 feet.
4 foot, 4 foot,
Actually,
11 and a half is a little person,
I'm
isn't it?
4'3" in work boots.
You're
Yeah.
4'3" in work boots, or 5'3"
Yes.
in work
No.
boots? You
5 foot. Will you stop? Oh my God. I am going to get you. Be careful, sauerkraut.
Yes, yes. So, no relation to Anthony Kiedis, but that was definitely a nice one.
Oh,
I like your attitude, Zaf.
yes.
If you're looking to do some DJ work on the side, we got a
You would fit
Okay.
right in.
we got
You
a
would
show
fit
for
right
you.
in on
Oh.
Access Radio, believe me.
I'll do the morning drive on Access Radio. Hey, welcome to Access Radio Morning Drive.
You know what's funny? I mean, because we have DJs from across Canada, there's really no morning drive because of the fact
There
that
should
everybody's
be.
time zone is different, though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. So, I mean, the morning drive on the East Coast would be like from 6 till 8 a.m.
Mhm.
Of their time, which would
And
be
I'm
like
in it.
7
So-
till 9 my time, and like I think it would be like 4 a.m. your time or something like that.
So then Terrence and Philip lied in South Park about there being downtown Canada.
Can you imagine that South Park would not tell the truth?
Yeah.
Jennifer here is commenting, this is too funny. Yes, for sure.
Yes, Jen, it is funny.
And Pamela saying that she loves your music, Zaf.
Thank you, Pamela.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm a pretty big fan of it as well. I was listening to some of the stuff just as we do our research on you guys and stuff like this, and I had to come up with some interesting questions because I could tell that your personality was a little bit along the lines of ours. And so the one question that I came up with, would you rather be ugly and live forever or look attractive and die in a year?
Oh, that's easy. Absolutely easy. Well, be attractive and die in a year. What do you think I am? Deep and meaningful?
Yeah. I know Mellow Lee already answered that question.
Yes,
it was
he did.
ugly and live forever. And
No,
already
no.
he's got the ugly part down. No,
Hey,
I'm kidding.
that is so mean.
Anyway, what do we got here? James McDonald, you're doing awesome, Mom. Oh,
that is my son.
Wow, that's nice.
There you go. There's Lee. Speaking of Mellow Lee, coming in now. So, all right, let's see what other questions I had here prepared. Sorry, I did this a little bit different. Usually I write down notes and then I lose them, so I put it on the computer, and now I've lost them. What's the best compliment you have ever received?
The best compliment I've ever received. That's a good one. I mean, I like to think I'm at the stage in my life where compliments don't matter.
Right.
Because I think we just, as human beings, we need that need for love and approval. And also, those of us who aren't well balanced, we need the compliments, especially more than the others. But okay, I'll just reel one in quickly off the top of my head. My friend who's did the first video, she's going to do the second video, like the guitar solo in the second video, which I thought it was nice to hear, because I don't really hear that much about my guitar playing, because I think of myself more as a songwriter. Mm-hmm. And I mean, even though I practice 2 to 3 hours a day, Zaf was my favorite song. Which, Pamela, of all time, or?
Yeah, you know what? Answer of all time, and your favorite song of your songs. That's a good question.
Okay, so a 2-part question. Well, I mean, I know it changes on my mood. I mean, Don Everly passed today, and a few days ago I was listening to Gone, Gone, Gone by the Everly Brothers, and that just stuck with me. And I thought it was a Robert Plant and Alison Krauss song. And then because they had a huge hit with it, but then I realized it was Don and Phil. And so I guess today I'll dedicate that to Don, who just died. And thanks for music, Don. And my favorite song off the album, again, that depends on the mood I'm in, but I'll have to say Secondhand Nature, because that's kind of like the punk song on the album, but it's catchy. And then the bass player, Norm Fisher, who's played with Bryan Adams, who played on the album, played this incredible really fast. Well, just high energy bass line, and I played with a really distorted guitar, so there's a lot of aggression in that song. So
Oh dear.
it's good. You gotta get it out.
We got this weird comment coming in, and I just have to bring it to attention. Mellow Lee is a towel.
Okay.
That's from South Park.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Cow.
Okay, right, because we were talking about downtown Canada.
Yeah, you said South Park. You just opened up the floor,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
My
another
fault.
question for you. Serious question here.
Yes.
How much would you take to eat a bowl full of crickets?
Sauerkraut. Oh no.
How much money would it take for you to eat a whole bowl full of crickets?
I'd rather eat. Well, I no, I wouldn't take any money. I mean,
$40,000, $20,000, $5.
Oh my god.
no, I mean, like everyone, except those who are independently wealthy, we all need money. But no, I wouldn't do it for anything.
I don't blame you, brother.
I have a few principles left.
Yeah, we have.
Okay, well, that's good.
We have a standard question that we ask everybody. And Lady J, do you know what that standard question is?
Oh Lord, what is your favorite Muppet character?
My favorite Muppet character, Animal.
Oh
There
God,
you go,
another
Animal.
one. Animal. What is wrong with Janice? Okay, Janice from Dr. Teeth, the Electric, whatever, Mayhem. Janice.
Nothing wrong with her. She's strong. She's
everybody. Animal.
Because Animal was.
He's the most memorable. You can't forget Animal.
Yeah, I know. I think I've dated a couple animals.
Were they drummers?
If there were drummers, nobody would care.
Hey.
Yesterday we were beating up on bass guitars. Today I'm beating up on the drummers.
Well,
oh, sorry, Zaf.
Drummers are incredible people, but it's just I've met a few drummers who are like animals. So again, we're
Tommy
talking.
Lee.
Yeah,
Tommy Lee is probably one of the best drummers, in my opinion, because he's fucking crazy. Sorry, he's crazy.
That's okay. We swear every once in a while.
No, I'm a lady. I shouldn't swear.
But what was I going to say? Travis Barker. Travis Barker is a good drummer as well.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Blink-182, right?
Yes, yes. So and then I mean Phil Collins and
yes, Phil Collins,
Neil Peart, and the guy from Def Leppard with one hand.
Oh God, Melody knows who he is. James. Oh God.
Yes. So we're not going to worry too much about it, but there are some good drummers. But
it's lots of them, especially. Well, I mean, a lot of them that. Bernard Purdy, great studio drummer, and Zigaboo Motorlease of the Meters, and some of those drummers from New Orleans too. But yeah, Tommy Lee is a beast behind the drum kit.
He's nuts.
Rick Allen,
and he's probably one of the most level-headed crew members because he grew up in a good family.
Well,
his mom's Greek.
Yes, his mom's Greek.
With that,
I'm Greek too.
Oh, awesome! I hope to visit Greece someday.
It's beautiful. Sorry, Crow. I cut you off. What were you going to say?
Well, she said that Tommy Lee was the most mellow or down to earth guy, and I said
level-headed.
Yeah,
really.
Having an 18-inch dong kind of helped with that, though.
Oh, sauerkraut, dude! Oh my!
Hey, when you're talking about Tommy Lee, you got to talk about that stuff. I mean, he did make a sex video with Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, I know, and he is clean.
Canadian connection there too, right? So,
mind you, they all like their wives really young.
Yeah, well, I'm no comment. So let's keep on going.
Okay.
I had another serious question, but I forget it. So
eating crickets.
We'll go on to another question. What question do you hate to answer?
I don't know. I mean, I don't have a career in politics, so therefore I like to think I have nothing to hide.
There you go. Perfect.
Good.
Yes, I often said that I was going to run for Prime Minister
Oh
of
Lord.
Canada.
Yeah.
But if they find anything in my Facebook or anything like that, I'm done. It would just it just wouldn't work, especially not in these time and ages or whatever they say, whatever
Yeah,
the
no Hillary
cliche
Clinton
is.
jokes there.
No, yes,
Sauerkraut.
I did make a Hillary Clinton joke and got banned. So from doing Facebook lives, believe it or not. Don't ask me how we're doing this right now, but
Please no.
I was only banned for 30 days, and
Only
it was
30.
Oh,
recently.
really?
It was more recent than 30 days, but we we won't say how we were able to get around that. But Hillary Clinton jokes apparently are not okay for Facebook. You can make
No.
a Donald Trump joke, but not a Hillary Clinton joke or Jeffrey
Mm.
Epstein joke. Apparently, the two combined are what caused the issue.
No, you don't want to read the log list for the jokes.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yes. It
Oh,
was
dear.
actually it was
Oh,
pretty
my
funny.
feet's going. My feet's going. Oh!
All right. So, do you have any plans for touring anytime soon?
Yeah.
Actually, I'd love to. I mean, I'm doing, well, I'm playing a show in Vancouver at the Princeton on September the 24th, and just doing an acoustic show. And then the second half of that show will be with some friends. We're doing a set of songs that the Beatles played in Hamburg. And then,
Awesome.
yeah. So, I mean, it was their cover songs that they did then, but I mean, it would be a high octane rock and roll, like which they were a punk band back then. And then,
Well,
and then my plan is when I release the album, I want to, play with the band in some festivals in Europe and America. So that's what the plan is. So trying to organize that right now. So, I mean, when we get through this fourth wave madness and things somewhat return to normal.
Yeah. Now
What's that?
you did say the fourth wave because out in BC, did you not just go into another stage of lockdown again? Is that what just happened? Or I read something, I just kind of glanced over it, and because I've had enough of it, I just kind of said, enough of this.
Well, I don't blame you. I mean, it's just so exhausting. I mean, just following on the news. But in the Okanagan region of BC, they went into a lockdown. I live in Vancouver, and we don't have a lockdown, but I also, during the day work in healthcare, so it's there's no lockdown here, but it's just this really bizarre world right now where it's
and that's the thing. I mean, that's one thing that I hate talking about is it's because they're where I'm in Ontario, we just got out of lockdown, and then they're now saying again because our caseloads are up to like 650 a day or something like that again, and so they're like the fourth wave, this, that, the other thing, and so I say it's like Thanksgiving weekend before Ontario was in lockdown again.
Wow.
But that's what I'm predicting. But I'm not a medical professional, so
yeah. Well, Nova
Scotia, what do I know about it?
Nova Scotia, not bad.
You guys are doing an incredible job there.
Hey, a lot of us are vaccinated, including me. I got the needle.
Well, yeah, I've had mine too, and I mean it's so good in Nova Scotia that our premier is there right now.
Oh yeah, wow.
Escaping BC.
Uh-oh.
Sorry,
they're hiding. They're hiding from their own.
Exactly.
Actually, you said I had during the last lockdown, the day that it took effect, I think it was, a picture of your premier flying in a helicopter to leave BC on a vacation that she had already planned, or they had already planned, and there was a big hubbub about that, and then it just disappeared the next day. Nobody cared about it. Nobody said anything. You weren't allowed to travel, but she.
No. Right, well, so. Yeah, he was allowed to travel. Yeah. I mean, yeah, do as I say, not as I do.
Right. That's always the way it should be, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, but that's all I'll say about. Yes, that's all.
So you're in healthcare. Are you an essential worker?
Yes, I am.
Are you a nurse or?
I'm a porter.
Oh, hey, they do a lot more than any of those people in the hospitals do.
Thank you.
Yeah. So a porter doesn't mean that you open doors.
No. He takes people to their, like if they got to have a CAT scan or an MRI, he's the one that's pushing the gurney.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had my share of them, and they are pretty nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Especially when
we should get an undertaker on here to talk. I think that would be a good one because they push a gurney too. Just
I can arrange that.
Let Melody do that interview.
Yeah, I'll let him do that interview. All right. What else have I got here? I've got some really good questions, and I think people are going to be impressed with some of the questions that I have. Like this one. What keys on the keyboard do you not use?
I use all of them.
Oh, okay.
No.
I use
so does Mellow Lee, because I am the tech guy for Mellow Lee, and he's like, I don't know what I did. I pushed a button and my computer's not working anymore. I don't know I'm freaking out, man. What should I do? And I asked him what button. He said all of them. So that's
well, he is an old man.
I misunderstood you though. I thought you meant like a piano keyboard.
Well, that too. Yeah. No. The actual, I meant the computer keyboard. But yeah, piano keyboard. Obviously, you use them all.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I do use them all, but I mean, there's some musicians whose names I won't mention who transpose it to every song to the key of C. So
right, and they only play those 4 or 5 notes. Over. It's kind of like in the 90s when they came out with the power chords, right? And they just did power chord after power chord after power chord after power chord, and then they repeated the power chords in that sequence, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, hey, if you can make a career out of it and have a recipe for it and keep your fans satisfied, that's great. I mean, who am I to knock that? But I've also played with one musician once. I was playing mostly power chords, and then I snuck in a jazz chord, and then I won't forget he shot me the dirtiest look ever and said, "Why do you have to play those chords?"
I know every power chord out there. First off, I'll let you guys know that. So I can play power chords with the rest of them, and also can play a mean power chord in drop D.
Well, drop T. I mean, it's such a visceral sound. I mean, it's just very low to the floor. So
I know. I love drop D. I love drop D all the time. I drop the D.
You dropped a D.
That would hurt.
No,
it would.
Yeah. Hey. Depends on who you're talking to.
Tomorrow
Never Knows.
Never Knows by the Beatles is entirely in variations of the C chord.
C chord.
Yes, it is. It is. I mean, Indian music has drones in it, and it stays in often one chord. I mean, I'm an expert in Indian music, but I love great music. It just stays and it can just hang in one chord, and it has this drone sound. So. I mean, it depends on the song and what kind of mood you're trying to get.
Exactly.
You use certain tools for a certain job.
Yes. Yep. All right, you got any questions there, Lady J?
What is your favorite classic band? Because I play classics.
Again, I mean, that just changes from what my mood is. Mood. Yeah. So I mean, which area are you talking about? Classic rock or
classic rock? Let's say the 70s.
Okay, 70s. Okay, I guess. God, that That's tough. I guess Zeppelin, just because Jimmy Page is such an incredible producer, and John Bonham, a lot of people think, oh, he's just such a lead and heavy drummer. Mm-hmm. But I mean, there's a lot of groove to his drumming, and I mean, you listen to the Rover, for instance, that has such swing to it. And I heard this story, I don't know if it's true, but John Bonham had a jukebox of his place and it was filled with James Brown singles. And I mean, he loved drummer like Bernard Purdie, this great R&B drummer, and it shows in Fool in the Rain. So, I mean, they were just musically eclectic. And, you know, and then of course you have John Paul Jones, who's a double threat as a bassist and a keyboardist.
Yep.
And,
my favorite
Robert.
My favorite Led Zeppelin song is Kashmir. The drums in Kashmir is just amazing.
Oh yeah.
And where I would go with that after is what was the side project that them Crooked Vultures.
Oh yeah, with Josh Homme and Dave Grohl.
Right. And John Paul Jones.
Yes.
Right. So anyways.
Anyway.
Yeah. I did have one question that I need to ask you. What would be the perfect pizza?
What would be the perfect pizza? Okay. Well, I'm not going to say pineapple, even though
Sauerkraut has a thing with pineapple on pizza.
Well,
we torture him all the time, don't we, Sauerkraut?
You don't like pineapple pizza?
I despise it. I despise it. But I hate pineapple in general, so just makes sense.
I love it, but not on pizza, even though one of my tribe, a Greek Canadian, invented it. But no, it's I like mushroom on pizza, and you know, with a bit of mixture of mushroom and margarita pizza, or just a margarita pizza by itself. So, are you okay, Lady J?
She's coughing because she was laughing so hard about the pineapple.
Just give me a second, please.
Okay.
Yeah. No way.
She didn't want to imagine. She didn't want to imagine pineapple on a pizza. Well, she can blame her.
Yeah. Well, she loves pineapple on pizza, which is horrible.
Yes,
I don't know why I even allow her to co-host with me.
I know.
Like that.
No, I was told to torture you about pineapple from a little bird we'll call.
But I mean, now know that I despise it. Zaf doesn't like it on his pizza either, and nor does Chef Ramsay. And if you told Chef Ramsay that you were putting pineapple on your pizza, he would call you a dummy sandwich. He would put you in between two slices of bread and call you a dummy sandwich right to your face.
Dear.
Well, he'd probably say more than that too, but with terms
pineapple
we can't say on the show.
Fingers. Oh my God!
What are garlic fingers? What are garlic fingers? Like, is that like the garlic bread that like?
Yeah, we had that in the East Coast.
Okay, like it's a pizza that they make into like a garlic bread, and then they just slice it into like these fingers. Is that what? Is that what?
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we just call it cheese bread here.
Cheese bread. Okay.
That's all they call it here. Same
bread.
idea, but it's just like a lazy way to make garlic bread. I guess I don't.
Yeah. Well.
All right.
No comment.
Hey. What else? Do we have any other questions from maybe any of our listeners out there? If you have a question, put it down there in the chat.
Or a musical question.
The musical questions are good. I mean, I know a lot of my questions haven't been musical related, but here's one for you.
Okay.
Have you ever eaten a crayon or glue? And what is the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Can I say something? The strangest thing I've ever eaten vicariously?
Sure.
Go for it. This is Access Radio. Talk. Say whatever you want.
Okay. Well, probably every Anthony Bourdain episode I've watched. Just watching him. Oh, I don't know, some of the creatures he's eaten that,
No.
he did that for me. So, strangest, well, I guess maybe a slug. That's the strangest thing
So
I've had to
escargot.
eat.
What was it, prepared or was it raw? Because you said slug, so I'm like, well, hold on a second. Maybe he just picked it up and somebody forced him to eat it or something.
Well, it was raw, and I was in outdoor school, and I was about 9. So I mean, it was something to do with survival, and so we had to eat that, and then just shows you how different
that down. Yeah.
Pardon?
I said, if you can keep that down, you can survive anything.
That's right.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, if you're, I guess, lost in the woods and you need some nutrition or some protein and you have no food, it would.
So do you prefer, classical musical mediums such as vinyl, reel to reel, or stuff like that? Or do you prefer digital music?
That's a great question. And it ties in with how the music was recorded. I mean, I have a large vinyl collection, and then when we recorded this album, I wanted to record on 2-inch tape, and some of the studios in Vancouver you can, but then they immediately transfer it to digital. But I was determined to have it all of it recorded onto 2-inch tape, all the guitar parts and bass and drums and piano and my vocal tracks. So we did manage to find a studio where I could do it. I was telling one musician about it, and he said, "Oh no, you don't want to do that. It's going to be so hard because, if you record onto digital tracks, if you make a mistake, you can go back and fix it." And I thought, come on, this is rock and roll. It's about feel. And, sometimes there's a little bit of mistakes here and there, but it's not to the grid. So unfortunately, I worked with the producer, Alan Roger, who had a friend who had a house where he had a 2-inch reel to reel, and we recorded it on there. And the bassist and drummer and I were in a room, and I was playing guitar or piano, the other tracks. And then, thank you. And, and so we just looked at each other and played the songs that way. And so, I mean, the bass and drums were recorded together. Some of my guitar parts were on there, and then, it wasn't thrown into a computer and chopped up immediately and dissected. So that's why I like to think that it was my favorite. I'll insert that in a moment, but I'll keep this quick. So that's why I like to think it has a live feel to it, and a human and organic feel. And then when we mastered it, the owner of the studio mastered it onto 1/4-inch tape. So the very last step was going to digital. So so I mean, I prefer recording onto tape. It's more challenging, but it sounds organic and it sounds like people playing instead of completely computer sterile approach. So I had a question about what's my favorite instrument.
Yes.
Okay. I would say guitar, but I've been playing a lot more keyboards lately. And then yesterday I was just jamming on my bass. So, I mean, again, it depends on
bass.
Bass. Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, we were talking about bass guitarists yesterday. And one of my follow-up question is, because I know some of these people are listening. When I say these people, Pamela's going to be here and Mark. You know Mark Rosner, correct?
Yes, I do.
Did you know that he played bass guitar?
No, I didn't.
Okay, now that you know that, do you think any less of him?
What kind of a question is that? I think
I know.
I'm kidding.
I know it's the joke about people like to make jokes about basses, but here's my I saw this great meme on Instagram. It says, Tommy has 4 guitars, Susie has 1 bass. What does Susie have that Tommy doesn't have? Susie has a gig. Everybody and the grandma plays guitar. Everyone wants to take guitar solos and that moment on stage. But the bass is the foundation of the band. And
Thank you, Zaf. Thank you.
But I actually interviewed the bassist for Danko Jones the other day.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah. So if you know Danko Jones music, you know that it is very, very bass centric, right? It is the first like opening number of all their songs is all just bass, and then the drummer comes in, and then Danko comes in, and then the guitars and stuff like that, right? So it's actually that's one case where the bass guitarist really, even though he's not the singer or lead of the band, but his music definitely does carry the band there as well.
Well, definitely. I think for a lot of music, it does. I mean, you listen to funk music like Chic, the bass is moving that Duran, the bass as well. And it's just often too, if I go out somewhere and I hear a song that I'm kind of familiar with, the way I can figure out what the song is by listening to the bass part first.
Right. So the other thing is, when was the last time you heard of a bass guitarist breaking their G string? Right, it's it just doesn't happen. Right,
unless he's wearing a thong on stage.
Well, okay, then yeah. Actually, so here's a funny story, and I know we don't have much time, and that this interview is not about me, but my guitar teacher in high school was flamboyant. He was gay, and I had broke my guitar string. I broke my G string, so he shouted out in the middle of class, Sauerkraut broke his G string. So if everybody can bring a spare G string tomorrow for Sauerkraut, that would be great. And then we were playing a song, and of course I didn't have a G string now. And he says, that didn't sound right. I need to go over there and give you a fingering? I believe he was talking about where to put my fingers on the guitar, but I can't be 100% certain on that.
Oh my God.
Anyways,
if you said that now, you get fired.
Right. The same guitar teacher had a meltdown a couple days later and threw a desk at me. Missed. Yeah. You know what? Were the 90s a great time to be alive?
Yes.
Because yes, if he did that nowadays, oh my God, it would be it would be the end of his career, not just his job, but the career for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. He wanted you.
Oh dear.
All right. So Zaf, is there anything else that you want to talk about before we go?
Well, just go to my Bandcamp page, which is Zafirios, ZAF. Go to Bandcamp and then type in ZAFIRIOS. And also go to the Facebook page and Instagram page with the same spelling of the name, and check out the music, like it, and just really want to be playing live soon and playing places in America and Canada when we kind of things somewhat get back to normal. I know that's a phrase that's overused right now, but I think
that's the new cliche, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. It is the new cliche, but I think we're all hankering for some live music, and check out my music. And also thank you, Sauerkraut and Lady J, for having me on the show.
No problem.
Hey, well, thank you very much for being here. And like I said, when you do get back to touring, are you going to be part of the Rise Up TV tour?
Not this one in November. Just I'm not able to do it schedule-wise, but we'll see potentially for the future.
Yeah, well, and I travel quite a bit. Sometimes I've been to BC, so next time I've never been to Vancouver, so maybe that gives me a reason to go out there just to
absolutely
do a sit down interview with you. Or
absolutely,
if you're ever in Ontario, close to Toronto, give us a shout. And
well, you need to come here.
Well, nobody wants to go to the East Coast.
Hey.
Somebody from the West Coast. No, I'm just
listen. Despite everything that happened here, it's still Nova Scotia is beautiful.
Yes,
and you're actually coming up to the most beautiful part is the fall in Nova
Yes.
Scotia.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I've seen some shows of Nova Scotia, and the scenery looks stunning.
Mm-hmm. Despite what happened last year, but we're
Right.
still East Coast.
There you go. Now, I promise that this time I'm not just gonna leave randomly and then come back and,
Yeah.
and really leave the live stream
Yeah, he
going.
did that to
and
Emily yesterday.
yeah, it was funny.
It was.
It worked for me. I don't know what you guys said or what he said while I had left for a while, but today I'm gonna actually end it properly. But before I go, I have to make sure that everybody subscribes down below. Hit that like button, smash that follow, whatever the heck you're supposed to say with YouTube. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not the best at it. I was told by our accountant that I need to say subscribe more. So subscribe down below. Subscribe, and then go follow Zaf and
Zafirios.
Zafirios.
Yes.
Go check him out on Facebook as well as YouTube. I think you have a YouTube channel. Is that
and you have Instagram?
There you go.
Yes.
Instagram.
I have Instagram.
Everybody's got Instagram now. Even we do. Apparently, we only have 22 followers on Instagram, though. I guess I don't show enough of my boobs. Or something along those lines. Maybe that's why we don't have as many Twitter followers. There's only like 500 Twitter followers, but I don't even know what a Twitter is. But anyways, thank you guys for joining, and we will see you guys later.
Thanks, Sauerkraut. Thanks, AJ.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.